Ask and you shall receive. A lot of you have been asking for another Q&A, so let's do it. Would you rather only use Robin or Black Canary? I know a little bit more about Black Canary, so my instinct was to go with Black Canary, but I think there's a lot more depth to Robin's gameplay, and I think I could probably enjoy that a lot more, because there's multiple ways of playing him, where Black Canary kind of has like one path that you really want to go down. Robin, however, has a lot more variety, and I think he's better in some matchups, and Robin's just a cool dude, so I'll go with Robin. Do you think NRS will let guest characters be premier skins? Probably not. A lot of the value of having a guest character is that you're pulling from another universe. You don't really want to take away from that and have him be a premier skin. The reason why I think that's taking away from that, I mean, look at Black Lightning. Having Black Lightning in the game is a nice addition to the Raiden character, but especially with the gear system in the game, a premier skin is certainly not as exciting as a character. So if you get all these people excited about a guest character being in the game, for example, let's say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ended up just being a premier skin for one of the other characters, that would get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans significantly less excited, and it certainly wouldn't get more people to buy the game, because they're like, oh, I gotta buy the game, and then I gotta buy the DLC, and then I gotta buy the premier skin for the DLC. It just doesn't seem like a good idea when we could just have them be the main character and throw on a premier skin on top of that for whatever character they were going to be the premier skin for, if that makes any sense. So in the case of Raiden and Black Lightning, I think that was done perfectly. If gender swaps were allowed, what would you think of a Lisa Snart skin for Captain Cold? I think it's a great idea. I would like Lisa to be her own character. I like Lisa a lot as a character. I'm not sure how well she would translate into a fighting game. I'd be interested to see what NetherRealm does with her. I probably wouldn't hold my breath for Injustice 3. She's just not a very relevant character in the grand scheme of like DC, so I'm not expecting her to show up, but yeah, certainly a cool character. How do you max your characters so quickly? And then he goes on to explain his own personal story of struggling to level up characters. Stanley's partly right when he says, well, he's had the game since May, but if you guys remember, I was actually the first person to put out like a level 20 epic gear loadout video. I think I was the first person in the world to hit level 20 on every single character without using the little exploit that's in the game. There's like an exploit where you can go into local versus mode and play with two controllers and just beat up on each other. That's slightly faster XP than what I was doing, which was just playing multiverse. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the first person to just do it off of multiverse. And really the answer is just play the game more. I wish I had my level 20 characters on PC because I don't play PC enough, and because of the way the PC version of the game works, I can't just run versus AI and do something else on my computer. I have to have the game open, so I can't just run AI modes in the background. So finding the time to actually level up the characters manually on PC has been a big struggle for me as well. But yeah, the answer is really just that simple. Just play the game more. Are you interested in Soul Calibur 6? It's a reboot to the series, and I think you would like it. Yeah, Soul Calibur 6 looks interesting to me. I haven't played another Soul Calibur game before, but I like a lot of the animations and the visuals that are in that game, and I'm very much turning this channel into a fighting game channel. In fact, the very first fighting game that isn't Injustice 2 is going to be on this channel next week. I'm going to be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ with the open beta. It's not a game I'm anywhere near as passionate about as I was for Injustice 2, because Injustice 2 obviously had my favorite franchise in it. Obviously, I'm talking about DC, where Dragon Ball is a series that I was never invested in. I watched it a little bit as a child, but I honestly couldn't name like more than 5 characters. Oh, let's see if I can do it. Obviously, you've got Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo. Who else do you have? You got Trunks and Gotenks. There we go, I did it. And obviously, I could name more like Frieza, all the android dudes. Yeah, the point is, I'm not super familiar with that world, and it's certainly not something I would consider myself passionate about, but the animations in that game are beautiful. The game in general looks beautiful. It's a different gameplay style that I'm not used to, so it's a game that I'm excited to play, but I'm not sure if it's going to have the same impact on me that Injustice 2 had, because I'm less interested in that franchise. What is your favorite piece of gear in Injustice 2? That is a tough one. I like Supergirl's skirt. I like Batman's billionaire helmet. Yeah, one of those two. I really like those two pieces of gear. For people who don't remember, Supergirl's skirt was actually a last-minute addition to the game. If you remember during, I think it was the very last Watchtower livestream before the release of the game, one of the developers came on and talked about it, and he said that he heard the feedback from the community, and they knew we wanted to see Supergirl have her traditional skirt, and they had to go through like a lot of design process to get that to work, similar to what they're doing now with the Green Arrow hood. How much fun does Pokken Tournament depend on you being a Pokemon fan? In your opinion, would the game be cool even if you did not know what Pokemon is? I think so. I'm not necessarily like a Pokemon fan. The last generation of Pokemon I really cared about was Generation 3, and I'm probably going to care about the next game because it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm going to probably play it on that. But really, I kind of stopped playing after Emerald. So a lot of these newer Pokemon I'm not really familiar with. I kind of know a couple of their names, but past that, no, not really. But despite that, I am able to enjoy Pokken Tournament because it's a super fun game. So in short, I think for most people, but obviously your experience will be significantly enhanced if you are a Pokemon fan. If Fighter Pack 4 was to happen, do you think they would do a Watchmen pack? No, I don't think so. Part of the reason you want to be able to access another world, another universe, another franchise is that it's a draw, right? So you don't want to throw that entire draw. You don't want to throw 4 Watchmen into the game or 3 Watchmen into the game. You want to do a Watchman character in one of your games and then another Watchman character in one of your games if it continues to be a draw. This is the reason we didn't get like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pack. We didn't get like TMNT plus Shredder plus Splinter or anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Splinter in Injustice 3 or we saw Shredder in Injustice 3. You don't want to exhaust all of your resources within that world in one game or even just one pack. If we had Vibe, what playstyle would you like? Grappler, Rushdown, etc. There's a couple different ways you could design Vibe. I would probably go with Rushdown because it's my favorite playstyle, but you could kind of make him a more standard character, leaning towards a Rushdown side, kind of like Batman. Batman can kind of do everything. He doesn't need to be Rushdown, but he can Rushdown. He's got a zoning tool and a couple other really solid tools that make him kind of an average character. Not average in the sense of a tier list, but average in the sense of what he can do. And I think Vibe would probably be something along those lines. What DLC guest character would you want to see in the future for an Injustice or Mortal Kombat fighting game? Mine would be Negan from The Walking Dead. Well, assuming we're able to take away all realm of possibility, because I don't think Negan will ever happen just because of who holds the rights to it, and having to obtain those rights is difficult. I mean, my answer is just boring. For Injustice, it would be like a Marvel character, because again, we're not doing any rules for this particular question. If it was for Mortal Kombat, I'd probably go something like Pennywise, which they already own the rights to, so I'm sure that will end up happening anyway. So yeah, my answer is boring. I'm sorry. Would a League of Assassins or Power Rangers Premier skin be good for TMNT? I've already talked about the Power Rangers idea in the past, and I think I talked a little bit about the League of Assassins idea. I think it works fine. It depends. It depends what they do with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I would imagine they're going to have like a lot of specific animations for them, so I don't think trying to make a premier skin for them is a good idea. It's a nice little puzzle to figure out because they're 4 different characters, so you got to try to figure out how that's even possible. Power Rangers is a good example. League of Assassins is another good example, but I just don't think it's worth it. I like TMNT being their own thing, and I'm fine with them not having a premier skin. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name has been Bilbzy, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.